Good afternoon, everyone. In Australia, there's not supposed to be any snow, but look, there's extended snow seasons. Full spring snow surprises in Chile. Earlier snowfall than usual, Finland. Heavy snowfall, Himachal Pradesh in India. 2019 was one of the coolest years on record in the U.S. It's so scary, but close the door. It's so cold outside. You know, everything they've told us about climate change. Snow was a thing of the past and there'd be less ice. Ship of Fools. 6. Mission scuppered by mysterious hard white substance, otherwise known as ice trapping. The MS Malmo. Right near Svalbard, early ice accumulations. And how prepared are you for rising food costs and food inavailability? Adapt 2030 and My Patriot Supply, the 2-week grab-and-go food crate, or the 4-week food supply. And My Patriot Supply also has survival items, water filtration, air purification, and a host of other emergency survival foods while you prepare for these changes. The link's in the description box below, and it's another way to support the Adapt 2030 channel. Starting off in Australia, where I have a bunch of super fans in Adelaide. Snow, good, we've extended. You know, we've been told by these experts that snow would be a thing in the past. They should sell the ski resorts in Australia. And here we are, third year in a row with extended skiing. How nice is this? All the way up to, it looks like October 8th or 9th will be their final day. Notice that the Bureau of Meteorology was saying there'd be no snow by 2015, but now they've extended that out another 22 years to 2040. Awesome! Season extended at Perisher as well. What is it with all the snow down there when there's supposed to be none? Bueller also extended. And checking over on Snow Search Australia, they have this really good chart here because everybody says, you know, the more heat, there'll be less snow, global warming. Let's look at Spencer's Creek, 1957 in the light green. And the dark blue line is 2018-19 season. Do you see anything that's a little different? Look at the snow totals far above what they were in 57. And jumping in on the webcams here, Mount Bueller, that's how much snow's left up there when it was supposed to be an extremely warm spring claimed by the media. But mountains aren't that high. You know, if it's a hot spring, it should have already been melted. Staying in the southern hemisphere, full spring snowfall surprises in Chile. Again, we get that really thick, wet, heavy snow, but notice it's on the palmetto trees there this time. Wide that out for you. There's a couple really good videos up on Twitter and a lot more images than I'm showing you here, just giving you some direction with the keywords that you might want to look. Ahora, right now, in Lago Caburga. This classifies unusual in Chile. Jumping over the northern hemisphere snow totals, bottom left, you see that big dot of red way outside the standard deviations. That's where we are now. That's how much snow is in the northern hemisphere. Look at Finland. Earlier snowfall than usual. This was the tailing end of what had come to Norway last week with record snows, as well as Russia. So now Finland's. And again, notice the trees in the background. Heavy snows early before the leaves have even had a chance to change color and fall off. And this was verified and posted by the Finnish Meteorological Institute, where that last snow graph came from. Notice in the blue bar below, the first actual dates of snow were September 18th, which is about 3 weeks ago. So this is very unusual how dense and how early these snows are falling. Norway, Finland. Heavy snowfall, Himachal Pradesh in India. Again, they do get snowfall. It's the Himalaya. Not this much, not this early. When it makes Indian media being so strange in early October. Tony Heller does a great job with an amazing amount of charts here. If you want charts and graphs, this video is for you. 2019 was one of the coolest years on record in the U.S. and parts of Canada. Global warming. It was supposed to be scary, but you notice how they changed the name to climate change, and now it's climate extremes. And what's the new buzzword that they're using? Oh, existential threat. Why don't we just scratch out global warming? Existential threat. Yeah, I'm really scared now. Shut the door. It's cold outside. Autumn snowstorm. Record cold across the Rockies. Breaking records back to 1877. Over here to Dellingpole. First week of September. Goes right along with these climate experts told us something, and it didn't pan out. Ice would be a thing of the past. But it's so interesting that this is the 6th instance of global warming scientists getting stuck in ice trying to prove that there's no ice. But I love the headline here. Mission scuppered by mysterious hard white substance. otherwise known as ice. Coming directly from the Maritime Bulletin, you were told that everything was ice-free in the Arctic this year. Even at the very bottom of the melt season, when there was the least amount of ice possible in the Northern Hemisphere, they still got stuck in ice. This was the tour ship MS Malmo, 16 passengers on board stuck, and this is September 3rd. You know, August is supposed to be a very hot month, but they were stuck in ice 3 days after August. Off Longyearbyen, you might otherwise know this area as Svalbard. So these islands were chocked full of ice, and they had to get helicopter rescue. And then I love it here, Reuters putting this up, pictures. Town of Longyearbyen in Norway, the northernmost, fastest warming town in the world, where glaciers melt, coffins rise from the permafrost, avalanches sweep away houses, and Arctic researchers on global warming get stuck in sea ice in the middle of summer, days after August at the low point of the melt season. That's real interesting. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. I'm backing up my videos here on BitChute and Brighteon. And you may want to take a look at the Grand Solar Minimum Reading List on Amazon that I've put together. If you have any suggestions on what books, publications you think I could add, leave a note in the description box. I'll be happy to add it in there. And I will see you next video.